So, 4 questions, pretty straightforward. First question, really easy. How do you guys feel about animals?
I love animals.
Animals are
They're
cool.
great.
Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome.
What do you like about them?
Like which types? Like dogs?
Just any animals. Yeah,
I love
just
dogs, cats,
some good.
all that good shit.
Yeah, I like
All that good
animals.
stuff.
Okay. How do you guys feel about animal abuse?
Definitely wrong.
I just hate that.
Hate
It's
animal
ridiculous.
abuse? Yeah.
It really is stupid.
How do you guys feel about people who abuse animals?
Oh, they're horrible.
Yeah.
They need to
Get 'em outta here.
get punished. Yeah.
Right? Like if someone was kicking a dog or something
Yeah.
here, we'd probably want to
There's a
square
difference
up.
between like discipline punishment and like actual, abuse.
Yeah.
That's definitely different.
Right on.
Yeah, no doubt. Okay. And what's some what would you guys consider animal abuse? Could you guys give me some
Like
examples?
generally like beating a dog. Like hey, if a dog screws up, you pop him a little bit, on his tail end. Completely reasonable. If it's messing up, biting people, jumping on people, yeah, that's reasonable. But like you're sitting there beating them, that's totally.
So beating a dog,
Yeah.
is animal abuse. How about any examples you can think of?
Basically what he said.
Yeah. And so I know you guys mentioned dogs in particular. Is there any other kind of animal abuse you guys can think of?
Honestly, I feel a little different about livestock and animals that we eat because obviously humans can't eat meat and we've been doing it for thousands of years. So
Right.
it's a little different for cattle, but I feel like if you like the way things are run in like the facilities and treatment plants, like
Right.
not really the best way. The real way is like traditional. I come from North Carolina,
Right.
back from a farm, so I know how the real way is. You raise your livestock.
Right.
When it's time, you got to do what you got to do, and you have to feed your family before animals.
So essentially too, that you were mentioning that there could be abuse in a livestock situation
there
and some of the
definitely is, dude.
in some of the factory farming situations.
Oh yeah,
right?
it definitely is. Dude.
Yeah, so that would be considered animal abuse.
Oh, yeah,
you probably agree
100%.
too. You guys seen some of those videos?
Yeah, I've
all
seen
that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's
All
just
right.
screwed up.
Cool. Well, you were kind of already led me my last question. So yeah, how do you guys feel now that you've you've recognized and you guys both said animal abuse is bad? You mentioned dogs getting kicked, and you guys even mentioned factory farming before I did,
Yeah.
right? That it's pretty bad how they're confined, how they're treated, and stuff like that. So with you guys feeling that way, yeah, how do you feel about the whole system, and how do you guys support that system if you look at it as animal
Not
abuse?
really. Like
Yeah, no.
that's where the majority of our beef comes from. It overall hurts the farmers and the animals. So because these big factories they take up all the money because it's cheaper to produce it that way.
Right.
But if we go back to the traditional, old-fashioned way, but
Right.
that's the right way to do it in my opinion.
So yeah, you're making a distinction between kind of more family farming compared to
Yeah,
like factory farming.
Yeah, because
Is that what you're saying?
you raise the cattle, you do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Eventually, when their time comes, you got to eat. So but it's more in a humane way than fucking just brutally murdering them. They live in not great. It's
Right.
terrible. I
So
don't agree
with that said, I mean, what percentage of meat would you guys say that you personally eat that is from factory farm?
I'd say
That is from
I mean,
family farms. Sorry,
Family
let's start with that
farms?
one.
Not a
Not
lot.
a lot.
Okay.
A lot of it comes from a factory farm. I get it; it's cheap to produce,
Yeah.
easy to produce, but it's just one of those things that comes from moral versus money.
Sure.
It's things. It's not right, but it's cheap.
But with a
So-
dog getting kicked, it doesn't seem like we have that moral line, whether it's a poor dog or a rich dog or
Well,
poor person
I don't
or a
eat
rich
dogs
person.
personally,
No,
but-
but as far as kicking an animal, right? Because we
yeah.
agreed that kicking an animal is bad.
It is.
And you were saying that some of the abuse in factory farmers are bad.
Oh yeah. 100%.
So if I can explore your when you were saying that, do you believe that humans need to eat meat? Let me just ask about that.
I think it depends on who you are.
Yeah.
Some people, I mean, I guess not really, but it just depends on your lifestyle.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like me personally, I enjoy a steak.
Right.
And I don't enjoy. Someone were to tell me I can't eat steak anymore. That would suck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
but-
everything's a personal choice, right?
That's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
If you don't want to eat meat, completely understandable. I'm not going to shame you for it.
Right.
I have a friend who's vegetarian, doesn't eat milk, no eggs, nothing animal produced. He only eats pretty much beans.
Right.
So. Yeah.
So can I ask you guys this? So if you do agree that factory farming is a form of animal abuse,
Oh yeah.
you do, we kind of vote by our dollars, right? Like we kind of support systems with the money that we spend and give to it. So
Yeah, man.
how come you guys draw that line where you might financially support a system that you don't agree with?
Hey man, I don't have any cash, but I'll morally support it in my head. You know, money's money. You know, every dollar is valuable, I guess. So
Yeah.
I don't have really any money to spend on, you know, supporting that. I mean, I do support it, but not enough to where I give my dollars. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
It's not in a selfish way. It's kind of like, you know, I'm broke, so
Yeah.
that's how it is.
But again, you're choosing to eat meat because you like the taste, right? So
Yeah,
it's
I
not
love
a
it.
matter of necessarily finances. Because like someone myself, you guys know what vegans are. We
Right.
guys are kind of lined up. So I'm a vegan myself.
Right.
A lot of us are out here, and I'm a Muay Thai fighter. I'm a bodybuilder,
Oh, yeah.
and I've never eaten. I haven't eaten meat since I was
Same
7.
with my friend, man.
right?
He's been a vegetarian all his life. You know, he's big as hell. He's like 210 pounds. You know, he's a big dude.
Nice.
But I don't know. I love me a good steak. That's all I gotta say about that. So,
Cool. If I can go over what we agree with, because I love when everybody agrees with something. You guys agree that kicking animals is abuse. You agree that what goes down in the factory farms and a lot of stuff
100%.
is
All right.
also abuse. And
there needs to be a more humane way
Yeah.
of doing it. There's a better way of doing it.
And you-
besides the big factories, you know,
Right.
condemned little pens. You know, you can let them roam around and enjoy their life, but when time comes, you know.
yeah, against the family farms.
Yeah.
But back to how you guys spend your dollar. So if it isn't so it's a matter of taste, right? Would you say that essentially you're choosing, you know, it's a bad system and you're supporting it, and so what I'm following is that you still like the taste of meat. So would you say that you're choosing the taste of meat and trading that for the abuse that you might financially support?
I might have to.
that
be
fair to
honest.
say?
Steak tastes really good.
Yeah.
That's my honest opinion.
So would you say that's an honest connection that we can make, right? So you're
Honest
choosing
connection.
taste to
Taste
support the
versus-
system.
yeah.
Cool.
I
I appreciate you being honest. I appreciate the conversation. And how would you feel about the same?
I'm all for the taste. I ain't gonna lie.
Steak's good,
But
man. I love
personally,
steak.
I do think there has to be like a different way to go about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Without
But yet you're
farming.
still willing to support that system. Like,
I
what
don't
would
know.
make you change if you know it's wrong and you know if kicking a dog right here would be wrong and you probably jump on the guy,
Yeah.
somebody kicking their dog. But if it's kicking them behind the scenes in the same factory farming and the abuse the animals go through that you do support, is that like ignorance, like we're not seeing it, so I'm just supporting it, I'm not thinking about it? Like, what's your bottom line? What would make you not support it?
I don't know.
After
That's
knowing
a
all the
tricky
facts.
question. I don't know. It's very
Yeah, I
it's a
really
tricky
haven't thought
question.
about it that way. Kind of
But-
got me there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. It is wrong, but it's one of those things. Just like, yeah, I don't know. It's just like
Totally.
it's just the system, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are thinking about it, and I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
I don't know.
Yeah. Can I give you guys a card that would go over any of the arguments that you might have or your buddies might have? Because, like, again, I'm in the sports world, and there's tons of bro science and all these guys that think, but when you look at the facts, it blows you away.
Oh yeah.
You guys mind if I give you a little card with a QR code and you could
Yeah,
just,
for sure.
on your own,
Yeah, no
just check it out?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Thank you, guys.